Hello. Another day, another video. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about my experiences being the new guy at work. Or rather, how I personally like to deal with, getting to know new people at my job. Or, well, it doesn't have to be just at my job. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am really bad at playing that. I don't know what to call it. It's maybe you know what I'm talking about. I meet people professionally who are playing a role. They're playing a role that they assume whenever they go to work, and I've always been very bad at that. It's something that I can't do. I can't really do it. It's so difficult for me to do. And it's actually been the main reason why in the past I've had major problems figuring out, like basically holding down a job in some cases, because I don't actually think about where I am or where, like, the context of what I'm doing. It's actually honestly, it's a fucking miracle that I was employed by Ticketmaster for as long as I was. Not because I couldn't do the job. Like, I could do the job. It was not a problem at all. But I couldn't. Like, I never had that thing in the back of my head that some people have so naturally. Usually the people that I call project manager, well, not I call project manager, but I call them PowerPoint people. I think they do this better than anybody else, and I honest to God believe that the whole world is more or less being run by PowerPoint people for PowerPoint people, at least the corporate world. And the reason why I believe that is because when you see, like, I met them. Some of them are really PowerPoint, and there's so much PowerPoint that it's almost like they stop being human. Like, I've talked to so many, especially the good-looking project managers. Holy shit! I usually say that if you are I actually asked I don't know, I think the head of engineering or something like that at Klarna, when we were when I was in recruitment process with them, I asked, he basically said, "Oh, Frederick, now that you've passed the test or whatever, do you have any questions for me?" And I kind of asked him, "Okay, what's your role in the company?" Because I felt I had to ask, because most people have a very fancy title and it's very difficult to actually know what they're doing. And he started talking, and he did exactly the thing that I would expect from someone who is a manager, like, in a bigger company. He started talking about processes, using fancy words and all that stuff, and finally I said, "Okay, Gary, could you just tell me, because this makes it's very difficult for me to understand what you actually do. Do you spend more time coding or making PowerPoint slides?" And he kind of laughed and said, "Yeah, if that's the choice I have, it's probably a PowerPoint slide." And then immediately I understood, okay, I understand what type of person you are, or what type of, what you professionally do. And see, the thing is that some people are higher and lower on that spectrum. Like, there are people who are extremely corporate, and they kind of make me feel like, as I said, if I meet them in a context that is not company context, it's the same thing you see with entrepreneurs. I have a very good friend of mine who is he owns his own business. He is a retailer virtually for power supply system, batteries and stuff like that. He's really good at what he does. He's extremely good at sales, like in the sales domain, right? And we hung out all the time when I was younger, and today I actually have to well, it's not without a little bit of worry, and I suppose that's the natural progression in people's development, but when you've been away, like when you're not seeing each other on a daily basis, you start to see things that are very different in people's personality, and he assumes very naturally. He spends so much time being this other person because he has to. His customers are just as shallow and as, like, how do I put, receptive to what I call corporate bullshit, or what I call the fake smiles, the PowerPoint people, the people who are basically, they're playing a part. It's basically the same type of fakeness, if you can call it that. It's a strong word, but the same type of fakeness I see in, those in dental care commercials, or, life insurance commercial, where, the people are absolutely beautiful, everybody's smiling, everybody's happy all the time. That type of, like, projecting that type of energy. And he does that to me now, and I remind him, Oscar, his name is Oscar, and I said, Oscar, it's me. It's Fredrik. You've known me for almost more than half your life. You don't have, like, it's okay. You can be real with me. You don't have to, be this other person, because, and you can hear it because he uses terms just without thinking about it, that I can immediately hear, okay, he's probably saying these things out of habit because he uses it so much in his job. And, then he lowers his guard, and he kind of, oh, sorry, I have to remember that, I'm actually not at work anymore. And see, that's something I've never been able to do. And actually, when it comes to being the new guy at work, unless you have let's say that if you're a lawyer, or I'm very sorry if you are, the type of person who has to live this life, maybe it comes very naturally to you, and maybe it's just me who is, like, weird in that way, because I just don't have, like, what I do, which is so bad, is that I get very naturally, I build, like, a rapport with people. I like to connect with people. I like to, have this loose attitude where the line between us being colleagues and us being friends is a little bit blurred. And when you have that, at least me, I forget where I am. I start relaxing around people, and I don't think so much about that, hey, this is a place of work, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm not saying that I can't sit down in a meeting and sell you the idea that I am a real professional. Believe me, I'm actually, I have my suit. I was not joking. Today is Fancy Friday, so I'm gonna suit up. And I can sell you that idea, but over time it's impossible for me. And I actually, when it comes to being the new guy at work, I've found that it's actually very effective. If you want to, get into a new environment and be welcomed and be actually acknowledged fairly quickly at a new company, the tips I can give you is that, first and foremost, this comes with experience, of course, but feel secure in your role at the company as much as possible. Get to that point as fast as you can, like, because people respect skills, of course. That's one of the first thing. Don't try to be best at everything. Be humble. Be able, talk to people, ask for help a lot, because even though you think that you should be like this master of whatever you're doing, you're not going to be the master. Not in the beginning anyway. So asking for help is very good. It creates connections between you and the people you're working with. And apart from that, go to lunch with people. Make sure that you socialize with the people in your daily job. Like, talk to everybody at the company. And here's a small little tip that I use when I'm really desperate to create a connection with people. I buy a bowl of cashew nuts and put it on my desk. And anybody who ever comes back, even passes my desk remotely, I offer them just some nuts. And I make sure that everybody knows that, hey, if you want some nuts, just have some nuts. Because it naturally puts me in a situation where I talk to people. And that's probably the most powerful thing when it comes to being the new guy at a place. And it has worked very well at least for me. So it's actually just the other day, my project manager said to me that, you know, she asked me, like, oh, Frederick, how long have you been working here at My Services now? And I went, I think it's like 3 weeks, maybe, some 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. And she's like, oh, it feels like you've been here so long. And that's exactly what the type of the type of mindset I want them to, like, that's exactly what I was going for, like, where I want, like, the connection between me and my colleagues became so strong so fast that now you're a part of their daily life and they're a part of yours, and you build that very quickly by simply being natural. At least that's what I believe. Make a meaningful connection with people if you can, and God help you if you're a PowerPoint person, because I truly feel sorry for you.